watching, riveted, putting their stuff down. All right, I'm going to get right to it. So I don't know how many times this has happened to you. It certainly happened to me, especially if you're a person who has a lot of creative ideas. You just come up with stuff. You come up with stuff. And maybe you don't act on it all the time. Like you got all these ideas. Oh, I should write this book, or I should do this web series, or but I don't have it would take so long to ramp it up and to take care. I need to focus my time on this stuff or whatever. Like the big vision that you have just seems like, oh, but it would be so far out into the future. I need to concentrate on right now. So you put it aside. And then let's say a year goes by and something pokes into that passion or that interest or the idea shows itself again, and you go, man, if I had just started a year ago, if I had put 10 freaking minutes a day into this thing at first to get some momentum, I'd be here a year. Where could I be in a year? Now, I've run into that so many times because I do have a lot of creative ideas. Oh, I should make this film, or I should record this project, or I should, and I think, well, but I got to do this other stuff. But the fact of the matter is I could have carved out time, and I'd be a year into any number of projects had I done that. And if you've ever faced that feeling like that, oh man, if I had just started, well, great, awesome. So guess what? Today, you get to start something that in a year from now, you'll be thrilled about. Doesn't matter to me what it is. It should matter to you what it is, though. If you committed a little bit of time every day for a year to this, lots of things would happen. First of all, of course, you'd have that great sense of accomplishment. I did a little something. A month from now, you'll be like, oh, I'm so glad I started 30 days ago. 2 months ago, I'm so glad that I started 60 days ago. 6 months in, you'll be, oh my God, I'm so glad I started 6 months ago, because you'll be 6 months closer. Or maybe you'll even have completed it by then. Maybe it won't even take a year, but you started it. Now, the reason you don't start it, all that conversation around, oh, I don't have the time, that's all wiring. You're making meaning out of a current situation, and you're referring back to past results, past everything, and you're coming up with this, I don't have time to do this. What if it doesn't work? All this subconscious wiring stuff, right? That's a tweak. That's a wiring tweak that you can make because your brain is ready to make those changes. How, Bob? How do you make the changes? Well, that's what I teach people to do. God, that's such a weird coincidence that you would be here talking about this, and I help people with it. So every week I give live trainings on how to get into your brain, identify the autopilot wiring, like those things we just talked about that are causing you a problem, and changing them systematically with a given process. Every single day, you know exactly what to do, and over time, your brain will change. Biological changes will be made so that when you have that spark of creativity, or I should do that idea, you don't sit there and come up with reasons why you can't do it. You think about how great it's going to be because you're doing it, how great it's going to be in a year or a month or even a week. Some of these projects won't even take 2 days and you still put them off. Because the way your wiring works is it's so inside your head that any lack of logic sometimes doesn't show itself. Of course you got 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day. Of course you do. You just choose to spend it doing other things. But what if you said 15 minutes a day, I'm going to write that book or start that business or research this thing? Because generally, as I think most of us know, all right, you start with the small segment, but then you get into it. Now you're in a flow and you spend way more time on it and it gets done. You're lighting up your own passion lights because you're doing the thing, not thinking about it, not telling yourself why you can't do it, but you're taking action on it. And of course that feels great, knowing that you're doing it, you're being the person you're here to be, doing the things you're here to do. And then of course you get the fruits of your labor, a year later, 6 months later, whenever, but you started. So if you have a problem starting these ideas, or you just kind of dabble with them and then just say, no, I don't have the time, or whatever your reason is, but it's something in you that you really want to do that would really be fun, then let's take a look at that. Come to one of these trainings, learn a little bit about how your wiring works, learn how you can start changing it, and then if you feel like you want some, ongoing assistance with it, jump into the freaking Evolve Your Excellence program and let's get this done. Right? Okay, well, you go about your business. I know you're very busy and you spent a few minutes listening to me, and I really, really appreciate it. I suggest you tell all your friends and family to do the same, unless they couldn't care less about personal transformation or improving themselves or their lives or their situation, in which case just let them be. They got their stories. Just You do you.